Good afternoon, all. My name is Julissa Veris, and I will be telling you about a day in my culture. I am a Trinidadian, and I came from an Afro Trinidadian family. Growing up, I was always exposed to flavorful food because of my mother, such as pilau, dumpling, and saltfish, and many more tasty delicacies. The way I have learned to communicate is from my culture. We tease each other through making jokes and being sarcastic with one another. However, when there's an argument involved, we often use the silent treatment to push aside the problem. On this particular day, my sister and I went to a sports day in school. Everything was going well until I left with my mother to go to my school to register and came back to her school for my drink to go back home because I was very thirsty and I wanted my Lucozade that I brought specifically for the sports day for myself, only to find out that she allowed someone to go through her bag who I did not really like much and took my drink from her bag, which I found was very disrespectful. So I decided that I wouldn't be speaking to her at all. I went back into the car and I told my mother about the situation and how disrespected I felt. And my mother understood what I came from. And I told my mother I won't be speaking to her at all because I felt like she knew what she was doing. And as a respect, if you respect me, you would have never allowed that to happen. The culture I grew up in, we prefer to ignore a situation rather than directly confronting someone. If we do engage in direct confrontation, it is often very aggressive. After I told my mother about the situation and she was on board with my side, I decided to not speak to my sister for 2 weeks, and I was doing very well not speaking to her actually. She always tried to speak to me, even though I knew she knew what was the issue, but she never once tried to speak about it. Until one day she decided to talk about it and we both spoke about it. I told her about how disrespected I felt that she allowed that person to go into her bag and took my drink, which I would have never allowed someone to do to her. And she explained to me that it was someone else, even though I still did not appreciate the fact that someone was able to go through your bag and took my drink that I brought for myself. She told me about the other person, but in this time, I was not upset anymore. So I giggled with her, but I still expressed my disappointment about the matter. And she understood me, and she also told me that the person would reimburse me because they understood how disrespectful it was. And she also told the person that she told me it was someone else. So they decided they would have reimbursed me. Because of my communication style, it has always been hard for me to resolve conflicts effectively. I have always been taught, kind of by my culture, to probably run away from conflict or ignore it until it probably becomes better, I would say. That type of communication style just does not work for me anymore. It does not suit the lifestyle I want for myself now. I feel like I have reached an age where I am too old to give others silent treatment or not address an issue because I always assume the person already knows. I want to be able to express my needs, my wants, how disrespected I felt, those type of stuff. So now when I am into any conflict in my life, I try my best to express to the person how I feel after an hour or probably some minutes. Or I let them know I need a couple of minutes to myself. I need probably give me like 2 hours to myself because I am not in the mood after this conflict. So I can speak to them very effectively about the matter without lashing out at them. Because in my culture, even though we do the silent treatment, it was easy to lash out on others when someone was bothering you when you are in conflict with them. So that's why we always choose to ignore others when it comes to conflict or give them the silent treatment. Doing this assignment has taught me that our communication from our culture can impact our relationship with other cultures. Everyone has come from different cultures, and some of their cultural values and beliefs may not align with my cultural values and beliefs. Furthermore, communication styles are important. Being able to directly speak about a problem can help fix or help save the relationship you have with someone. It can also make you feel better that you're able to effectively communicate whatever issue you had with others. Thank you for watching and listening to A Day in My Culture. I hope you enjoyed listening about my culture, and I hope you learned how communication styles and cultural differences, values, and beliefs can impact a relationship with someone. But I do hope you enjoyed my slides and listening to my culture.